Hi everyone, welcome to Authentic Ingenuity Entrepreneur. My name is Minna Crichton. I'm the narrator of this video clip and every other video clips on my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to continue on like I did with all my other video clips, where I start off with a introduction and then I'll go straight onto the topic that's on my heart today. So I'm keeping the evidence in the moment because of my court cases, and for the sake of those that are following me, that believe in the truth. But everything I'm saying is real, it's original, it's me explaining my in the moment evidence within my environment as the victim of crimes. Okay, so we're dealing with the New Age slave system. And because I've been subject to it for so long, and I refuse to accept what I have gone through personally by several perpetrators over the years, I feel that I have to actually expose the game because they have invaded my privacy. So there's definite home invasion involved, but I'm also dealing with my legal entity, my identity, my ideas, my intellectual property, the life of a person, meaning my existence on earth as a human being, and anything that is tangible property and the existence of myself while I lived my life and journey on earth. So personal property can be anything to do with your documentations. This includes anything to do with your personal profile. Example, if you're a client to any organization, that's part of your personal property. For example, power bills, dental records, employment records. What else? My court cases, because I'm self-litigating my cases. This also includes anything to do with tax or money that is rightfully belongs to the individual. Like in your own government, if you're a citizen of whatever government you are entitled to, a specific tax that is allocated for every individual as a human being in their country. Well, that's what I mean. But I'm actually from New Zealand, so I can only talk for which country I am at. It may be different in your country. So anything to do with tax or anything in the past that is under my name that belongs to me. This also includes when victims are victims of crime. Any money that is according to the law belongs to the victim. It belongs to the victim and nobody else. There is no such thing as a slave in New Zealand, or it's actually illegal. But however, I am and have been, and I can actually prove legally and publicly that people have actually used me as a slave. So I have also been trapped in a love triangle. Okay, I mean, a lot of these things, it's taken a long time for it to actually become a real life revelation, but now there is definitely concrete evidence to prove that I have been subject to illegal Commonwealth game, home invasion, a love triangle, and it's been global and quite scary in the moment. And even, just going over the after the fact, it still affects me. But so I'll just carry on with my next post. All right, so keep in mind that I am definitely 100% a left behind case. Okay, so on my personal property as the victim of crimes, the only person that actually matters according to the law when the professional investigators take over the case, or say if I got murdered and didn't exist, if I got murdered and then they go and look at the case after the fact, all they're going to care about is what happened to the victim. All they're going to care about is the in the moment evidence. They actually have to go into the mind of the victim and find out what happened. Then they need to ascertain who are the suspects, and then they have to ascertain who is liable, who is criminal liable after the fact, because it doesn't matter if it is after the fact. Those that were responsible are still made accountable to the law, whether they go to prison for war crimes or anything to do that has harmed and endangered the victim. So we're dealing with after the fact. So what I have found since the privacy breaches started, it's been a slow progress of a downhill spiral home invasion for myself publicly in my private life also, and so I've basically just been pinned down, and people have taken turns using me. Okay, words cannot describe what I've gone through, but I just feel I'm within my rightful place to explain everything. So this is me. All the photos that you see me put on my channel, or my posts, or my thumbnails, they're usually mostly all about me, and because I'm talking about my personal property and my profile, and also my right as a citizen and a civilian, and like an innocent civilian, and as an individual who has the right to be left alone and have privacy without home invasion and secret society contaminating and secretly stealing. So I guess everyone gets to get the idea of how it all works. There are several perpetrators, and it is definitely a global game where I have been used like a product, and also like an app to promote other people, and in all the secret stealing secretly in between. Okay, so I'm going to stay fresh with the in the moment evidence. I'm going to be talking continuously about Henry Cavill and myself and our story. Okay, I call it True Love with a Purpose, because there is definitely definitely a purpose in our situation. I'm a very godly person in my own private life, and as an individual, I am a Christian. That is my background. So it's been a warlike warfare for me spiritually and naturally and legally, but and me going on social media has also been a tactic for me to actually expose what I've gone through. Also, with this new age technology system that everyone is subject to, you need you actually need things like video clips and stuff like that for evidence these days, especially with the kind of crimes that are actually being committed directly or indirectly by secret societies, or especially if the victim is being animated or inanimated. So I guess Henry's and I's stories, our set of circumstances is a bit of a miracle, really. We're both from very different worlds, definitely. But the evidence clearly shows that he too is animated, and I am also animated. So we're both the original in our own lives, and we have been on we were secretly dating since July 23 for like 6 months before the opposing allies all found out, and then things just got really very difficult, but we managed to stay in there, and we're still together today. So, but I just wanted to focus on the evidence for the sake of my court case and his court case, and also just to give other people what to look out for. Okay, so I'm not gay. Okay, so I'm what you would class as a person that is normal, straightforward thinking. There's nothing wrong with me mentally. I'm not mentally impaired. I'm just a normal human being going about her business and trying to go forward the normal way like everybody else without interference. My background is I worked for the government for over 17 and a half years in the courts, and my main field in my cases, in my career is the criminal jurisdiction the longest. I worked in jury trial depositions, dealing with only serious indictable cases, and my case actually falls in that, but I am today subject to the new age system. Okay, so for the sake of those that are coming new on board on my, on my channel, and also just to get everyone focused on where I'm trying to come from, the new age system is now everything is under the Criminal Procedure Act 2011. So basically, as the victim and an innocent civilian, I'm actually using this system for myself. So I've been self-litigating, okay, but the old system was completely different to this, but the new system now, everything is all written in this legislation, Criminal Procedure Act 2011. So yeah, I've got myself familiar with it. I never thought that I'd actually use it for myself, but it's been quite interesting what I have found. But as an individual, I'm still entitled by law to represent myself by law. If I want to, you don't need a license to actually represent yourself in New Zealand, and that's clearly says that the laws actually clearly articulates that. So yeah, it's quite beneficial for everyone if you don't know anything about law or or how to. It's really about self-defense and how can you defend yourself as an individual from unwarranted people who are spying and secretly stealing from you without your consent, and also just knowing the basics of the laws, to know whether these people are doing what is right, or also just an enlightenment of how serious your situation may be. Okay, so I like to use this post because this is exactly what they've done to me. They've pinned me down and they've literally sucked the life out of me. I'm a victim of trafficking in persons case, and they are animating me. So that is a clear case of what everyone has used me for. So there's several perpetrators that have just taken turns switch and stealing, and it's so easy to steal. Okay, it's very easy to steal, and the most scariest thing about it, it's global. The other thing is the pain and suffering that the victim actually goes through personally. They are stealing people's happiness, to put it in plain English, or anything that is monetary, they're actually stealing. Okay, and at the end, they eventually, the person can get into a situation where they feel helpless, they can't defend themselves. It can get you to in a dangerous mindset of feeling like committing suicide. The pain and suffering is extremely dangerous. So that's what happens when people invade your privacy. They've stolen everything. They've interfered in everything. And then, what I have found is that they have never stopped. They've never stopped personally attacking and personally trying to steal. So we're dealing with in the moment evidence. We're dealing with in the moment criminal alliances in your space. Okay, so I am old school, okay, so I've got a lot of people that hates me because I am standing against their system, okay, so it's all about money to these people. They don't care about people's feelings, or I feel anyone who looks at another human being like they're an animal or a dog, I'm sorry, but you are unfit to be in any prominent position. I'm talking about if you are working for the government, okay, because that is not why you are there, and to treat any human being like how everyone has treated me, that is not on. Okay, I oppose that, and I will forever stand against it. Okay, so in the old system, it would have been called indictable cases. Okay, it's still an indictable case this word here, I actually found it in the legislation. I thought they wiped everything out, but it's still there in the legislation. That what I have found with this system is, first of all, for them to be able to do what they're doing and get away with it, they must first home invade somebody's private life. Like, they must first do an illegal scientific experiment like they have with me, and then the invasion starts happening, and one by one, people disappear, people die, there's just, and then you end up feeling like you going, when you do go out, everything's ghostly. That's because you've been invaded completely, and you are definitely a victim of crimes. It's dangerous. But you can just tell the environment is not safe. So survival is all about making the right decisions for yourself and your family. But after what everyone has done to me, we're dealing with my Bill of Rights and my human rights of the individual. So they've literally sucked the life out of me and deprived me of so much because they are stealing it, or somebody has full control and say on what happens to me. But for that to actually happen, they must have other human beings in my space speaking through them like a puppet. This is consistent with the espionage involved. Without that, they can't do anything like that. Without all that, no one overseas can actually monitor us. But it is very serious, and it is very dangerous. So as far as the government is concerned, it's either corrupt or the integrity of the government, it's safe. But unfortunately, I am a product that the case and what's happened to me, the government system is corrupt, because I have actually exhausted the system, and the game has never stopped, and I'm always feel like I'm on defense. Hence the reason why I'm being a little bit more consistent with in the moment evidence on the with videos, because I really do need proper intervention, because these people do actually come in my space when I'm by myself, and they have definitely caused serious home invasion, serious interference in my private life, and has seriously endangered everybody else, anything to do with me, etc. Okay, so regardless what generation it is definitely home invasion. Illegally can be proven after the fact, even if the victims don't make it. It's so easy to, there are still laws there that can still make perpetrators accountable for home invasion, no matter what the generation. But I have found that they've changed the system so the actual real perpetrators can get away, or be so they don't get made accountable. But unfortunately that is not so. Okay, but that's the danger of what they're actually doing. They're changing the laws so then they continue on enslaving other people, and the scary thing is it's global. So at this stage, Henry and I are still together on a romantic relationship online, but we have not broken up. So just for the sake of other people thinking they're going to steal and play the game, because they've turned at both of our lives as a game, and other people are doing it because they know, come on, there's a clear case of a consistency of thieving. It's global. So then, people isn't going to stop trying, okay? So definitely I've been stuck in a love triangle. Okay, so it's been going on for years, all right? All they've done is cover up. They've done nothing. They think they're doing me a favor by, they think that their surveillance is going to protect me, but it hasn't. I have found that I am always fighting for my life, and I'm finding that every time something good happens in my life, somebody else steals it. The interference is so intimate. It's severe. It is extremely, extremely serious. It's immediate. you would classify it as if somebody is stabbing the individual with a knife, because it's so intimate. They're glued to everything like what I'm doing. It's like they're locked into my soul and stealing all my good fruits. So it is definitely 100% a very serious category 4 case. And all they're doing is they are just covering up. But it's also, it's a kind of a case that it's not easy to put together, because, it doesn't matter how experienced an investigator is, no case is exactly the same, right? But the victim, the first people who can actually describe what they're going through are the actual victim that the crime has been committed against. Okay, so whatever their truth is in the moment of what is happening to them, that is the evidence that they are able to actually confirm, and it is, the accuracy is usually 100%, because it's the victim that actually describes what they're going through in the moment. Okay, so the offenders, usually the offenders are now in this new age system, they're recording. Okay, at the recording, they're intimately glued to the victim. They've been glued to me, so all they're interested in is catching the victim out on when they are angry. They're listening and gluing themselves, just trying to find something to have on the victims, and then it backfires, or then they conspire to create evidence that may not even interpret why or what they're doing at that point of time. Okay, so this is what it actually looks like. All right, for my point of view, and for everyone else that's locked out. We're dealing with a lockout situation from corporate bodies, and all we've got to go with is the call centers, the phone calls, and the people in our environment, whether they are natural or whether they too are being groomed by somebody else. Okay, or being a puppet on behalf of somebody else. It is a very serious, dangerous situation, absolutely serious. It's the moment, a good example is the moment my court case is active, or something's going on. Somebody is tipping off the public, and then the public, or globally, whoever it is, they are attacking the victims personally and breaking every law in the book secretly. They are just using their jobs and stalking, using the public to stalk and animate the actual original. That is serious, okay? That is very serious. So in my case, it's been going on since 2016. I'm trying to focus on the key evidence and the suspects, okay? So when you've got all these people in government or from my past who've actually committed serious crimes or, fraud and all that, it's like my word against theirs. But these people, regardless what kind of a job they have, they are also suspects, because, anyone... in the moment, anyone can, order somebody to be cyber-crimed, or, do harmful things to stop someone from going forward, because, the originals are the evidence. And then if there's money involved, of course, they want to, money's the root of all problems, and it's actually the root of all evil. And I've definitely been used for that without my consent. Okay, so our love story started on July 23rd. That has not changed. And I'm pretty onto it. If I know I'm being scammed, I didn't even know how bad it was for his celebrity life, where people are using his identity, are impostoring him, and even pretending to be him talking to me. So I'm just like the original in the moment. So there has been times where there's been secret switching, or there's been interception or interference while I'm talking to him. We know that people have been reading out the apps that we've been communicating, because there's no way that they can know our private anything, because we're both so private. and they're stealing photos from my phones, all that kind of access. So yeah, that's something the government has to look at, because these people are secretly animating themselves around the world, linking to my court cases, and the switching could be happening by somebody internal, right? Because there's clear evidence they've done that to me historically, and that hasn't stopped. That's why I've been denouncing all the relationship scams. So in my personal property, my personal profile, and everything that has happened to me personally as an individual, this what it looks like. It's a slow downhill, taking out a person individually, stealing all their good fruits. But this is what the evidence will show historically, and and different in sequence. Okay, it's intimate, it's immediate. And there's secret stealing and switching, leaving the person's personal property. The evidence is mixed match, because it's a sport. Okay, it's a sport, a real life sport that's absolutely illegal. Okay, it's a global game. All right, this is the new age system. It is a game. So this is so serious that, the game doesn't stop. They just find new perpetrators. They could actually carry on the game even after the original dies, onto your children, onto your family members, onto anybody, because these people are sick. Okay, they're addicted. It's all about money, power, free money, fame. They do not see humans like myself as a actual human being, okay? But a penalty is 20 years imprisonment. And this is all they're doing. They're just all they're doing is looking through their cameras. And I know that I've been targeted going back to 2010. The funny thing is, I was just had a conversation with Henry, and I said to him that because a lot of things have become like a true reality and core evidence of a historical global conspiracy. That I don't care what everyone wants to call it, but it's a conspiracy, it's global, and there's nothing in the legislation that condones it. But the people playing this game have just gotten, clever at being evil. They're actually using innocent civilians and grooming them and hiding behind them. So instead, you're not dealing with just your normal conspiracy like you would, like when a gang fights a gang, or when a woman have a fight with a woman, or a man, like that kind. We're dealing with secret societies globally. Moved, playing a game with someone's life, real life, but there's money involved. Okay, so there's only one alliance that is actually the original, that is always on the defense, trying to protect their property or trying to go forward in advance, and then you'll have a second alliance who's trying to steal. Okay, and then they twin and switch. That is the clear evidence of what everyone has done to me. All right, so basically this here basically kind of describes everything that I'm going through personally. I'm the original. All right, Henry's the original. I'll find the other posts with all the other women. That was just for this video clip. I just feel I need to kind of get everyone focus on where I'm coming from. But this is my real life conspiracy crimes of somebody pinning an individual down and stealing all their good fruits, and home invasion, full home invasion. Okay, so it is serious, it is dangerous, and it is illegal, but it is all linked to my court cases. So this here would be I'm just describe these circles. This is how it is, and then we've got perpetrators here. Okay, so the danger is the people within your space. They behave zombie. They walk around. You can just tell that nothing about them is normal, right? So it's managed. Your environment is managed. So those people are there. Their reason for being there is not natural. You can just tell. But the question is, who are the perpetrators? Who's behind all this? Okay, when it's a global game, and that's what they've done to me. It's been a global game, excuse me, and it's been a love triangle. So I've had other younger looking female coming in my space, secretly pretending to be me, or you know, secretly, obviously she's the one that's going to be used to steal, but she's also being controlled by someone else. It's a cowardice game. All I can say, you have to be a coward to think you can you know, secretly steal of innocent civilians and think you can get away with it. But I'm just explaining the game, and there's a block. So it's very likely the people you're talking to on the phone, the people you're sending your email to do with your court cases, it's going straight to the perpetrators. Okay, so it can go against you or not against you. If it goes against you all the time, it means you're blacklisted or blocked. Okay, you'll find that they're using the younger men and women for the purpose just to attract on the surface. But there's nothing beautiful about these human beings if they need to be controlled and manipulated by another person. Okay, so just take everything I'm saying as a warning. Never have anything to do with that kind of a relationship. Really just trust your gut instinct, because you do not know these perpetrators' plan, because these people use people, and then they end up, these people can become victims. Well, they're not victims if they're doing it intentionally. If they know it's wrong. It's going to be very hard to prove that they're a victim, but they are not the victim. They're actually the offender, because the intent is to steal, and the fact that they're being actually controlled by somebody else to steal or on behalf. Okay. All right, we'll come back to that. Okay, so this is Bum in that bank, right? This is on the same day, exactly same